So it was a toss-up, reading or clothes. And, reading is kind of inward. We're talking obsession, of course. But clothes are outward, but they're really inward, as you will discover. Now, it turns out that I love clothes, but I hate to spend money. And so I have a lot of clothes, and they're all free. How did this happen? Well, I live in a small town, which is kind of back in the 60s, and we have a phenomenon called the free box. You remember there were ones in Berkeley. Well, it still lives in our little town. It's a shed, and you can leave things off if you don't want them or need them, and you can come and take things that you want, and nobody says, do you need that? And so I got so excited with this concept that I became the kind of a de facto cleaner. And I would go through these heaps of undifferentiated clothing and, toss out the dreck and send the fancy stuff to Goodwill because we're not a fancy town. And then the rest was there, and there was always something for me. And, I'm an old lady, and this has gone on for a long time. So that's how I have a lot of stuff that I wear with great pleasure. Now, it's not just the free box, it's the thrift shop. My mother used to say, thrift. And she's from New York, but when she came to California, she started dressing up. She was no longer the kind of matron in New York. She was a wild crone in Oakland. And, marvelously so. But in any case, at a thrift shop, they're cheap, and you're doing good. And I rubbed shoulders with someone very recently. She said, I'm getting my retail yayas out. And I said, I know exactly how you feel. And then there are my friends who do spend and feel guilty about it. And so they clean out their wardrobes and they give me their extra stuff because they know I'm a conduit. I will give it to other friends who might like it. I'll give it to the free box or the thrift shop, and sometimes I take something for myself. So therefore, I have a lot of stuff. And what do I do with it? Because I don't live in a very big house. Well, I have a kind of pass-through room, and one half of it is a closet of sorts, a long pole behind a curtain with multiple hangers, hanger, 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 hanger. They go on and on and on. And all these garments hang there cheek by jowl. I know they're there. And then I have dressers for the stuff that doesn't hang, lots of dressers. Now, I read that Marie Kondo, about, lightening up. And I didn't exactly get it completely, but this is what I did get. No, you should know, a technique. So in the drawers, things are not stacked. They are rolled thinly. So I can look across the drawers and say, the perfect red for that perfect skirt. And shade is very important. When you have a lot of garments, you can really get the right match. And sometimes I get dressed early in the morning and I haven't gotten the right match. And I look down at myself and they're the wrong browns, and it bothers me for the whole day. But it doesn't happen very often. Now, I don't dress for beauty and I don't dress for prestige. I dress because I have so much fun at it. And I have only one criterion, which is comfort. I should be able to sleep in it. And guess what I do? Because I come home at night and my house has, only a wood stove, and I'm not going to crank it up, for an hour before I go to bed. So sometimes I just pull the covers up over whatever I've been wearing. And it works. I don't sweat. I'm a clean person, so it's fine. Now, why do I dress up so much? I dress up for my public. Not just here. I work in a library. And people wait to see what I am going to be wearing that day. And, I don't think it out. I just do it I reach out, and the right garment, the one that hasn't been worn for a while, will snag me, and I'll put it on. And I get feedback. They wait to see. They'll say, oh, that yellow, it brightens my day. You know, this yellow, that's what they said. They said that. I mean, just, and they say, oh yeah, it's definitely a purple day. And when it's cold, they'll say, that looks cozy. Mm-hmm. And when it's hot, they'll say, that looks breezy. Yeah. So, you know, Marie Kondo said, you know, keep things that spark joy. Well, they all spark joy, a lot of little sparks in my life. But I do it as a kind of a peculiar art form. And it takes what's inside me and sends it out to you. And I have so much fun dressing up. Thank you.